Welcome to this presentation of CERECDoctors.com. In this video, we're going to preview the new 4.4 software. Now, in this first video, we're going to look at the start screen and the configuration menu. Now, if you look at the start screen, it's very similar to our previous versions. We can type in the patient's name when we search in database. You can type in a name, and if that patient is there, that name will show up. We can add a new patient. And here it's the same as before. We type in the last name, we type in the first name, and then you need either the date of birth, you need the patient ID, and this is optional. You can have the dentist if it's a multi-dental practice. The last option is we can show all of the patients. When we show all of the patients, this screen is revised from previous software versions. Here you will see a patient, and if there's a case associated with that patient, that case will be shown to the right. So here we have a patient, and this patient we were working on tooth number 4-6, and this is the actual case. Now over here, on this patient, we can add a new case, which means we're going to start a whole new case. We can also go back to the start screen, and instead of adding a new case, what we can do is if we pull up that same patient again and that same case, I can open that case. By clicking on this file, I can open that case. Here, I can rename the case. Instead of calling it tooth 4-6, we can call it molar crown. This accepts the change, this deletes the change. The next thing we can do is we can export the file. When you export the file, what the 4.4 software does is exports the case as a zip file. So this is a support file, and this zip file contains all of the information that the support team needs to look at that case and evaluate it for completion, any errors, or any other diagnostic work that they need to do. And the final thing that we can do is we can trash this case. We can delete it. Once we delete this case is gone from the library and it's no longer accessible. So over here, these columns you can change them, make the names longer or smaller. So this is a revised patient screen, and it's much more user-friendly and much more intuitive. The other thing that we'll explore in this first video is our configuration menu. As I click on this arrow up here, we have our configuration menu along with other icons. Save, Save As are the same as before. Save allows you to save a case. Save As saves it as a different name. We can import cases, we can export cases, and in the software we also have a direct connect to Sirona Connect portal. If you're doing a case and you no longer wish to mill it chairside, we can export that case and send it to a Sirona Connect laboratory. On the right side, we can exit the screen. We have a help icon that will list all of the help topics that are available, and there's a number of different topics that you can scroll through if you need help. We have a window mode which allows us to expand and close our window. We have a license manager. Anytime you need to update your license, you can go ahead and walk through and update your license so you can run current versions of the software. And finally, we have the configuration menu. Under the configuration menu, we have access to Sirona apps. These will be introduced in the near future. We have the settings tab, and in the settings tab, we have a number of different things that we can do. The most important one is selecting our favorite materials. In this new software, anytime we want to start a new case, instead of going through the list of selecting each and every material every time, we can designate up to 3 favorite materials, and those materials will be available every time we work on a case. We'll discover this in future videos. We also have the ability to mill with the carbide burs, and this must be activated if you want to mill with the carbide burs. So you go up here, you activate it, and now those carbide burs will be available as an option to mill acrylic blocks and zirconia blocks. You need to do this one time only. We can select our language over here. Select your language. Again, this is a one-time thing. You can connect to the Sirona server, which has different items in terms of connectivity that you can do. We have our restoration calculation where we can calculate multiple restorations at the same time. I've always kept this as yes. We have the ability to change where our data is stored. So instead of storing in a normal patient folder, we can designate a different folder. Perhaps it's part of a network. You can reset your warning messages, and you can change your ADA and FDI notifications. So in this first video, the main thing that's different from the previous software version is the favorite materials tab, as well as the ability to select cases and export and change the names. This screen looks different, but other than that, virtually everything is identical to previous software versions. In the next video, we'll discover the administration phase.